helped you guys if it did get washed out? Was it hard? That was always in the back of your mind. Was it hard to put that from out of your mind and just bat and focus on the game at hand?
Yeah, look, it's always a tough one when you know that if it does rain, things are obviously going to work out well for you. But we're pretty clear in our messages that that if we get on the park, then we've got a huge job to do. And if we play the cricket we know we're capable of playing, then we'll get the result that we're wanting. So, look, I think every team goes through that sort of scenario when the rain is falling. But again, the messages were very clear. We need to focus on what's the job at hand, and that was to try and get the points. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do it.
Brendon, what are your expectations as a skipper from senior players like Ross Taylor, who's out LBW and seeks a review, most out of desperation? What are your thoughts as a captain, or what are your expectations from players like Ross Taylor, who don't stand up on big match days?
Oh, I think it's a bit harsh. I think he's churned out an excellent career to date, and it's not just Ross. There's many big players amongst our team who missed out today, but that's the game that we play. You can't get runs every time as well. And as far as the review goes, I thought it was definitely a reviewable, if that's a word, option. I thought, it was, as both umpires call for both hitting him outside or on off stump and also going over would testify. So it was definitely a ball that was worth reviewing. But yeah, in terms of big players missing out today, look, that's the game we play sometimes. It'd be great if we all could stand up at any given moment, but that's why it's a hard game.
How confident are you in Australia's ability of doing you a favour?
Yeah, look. We'll see what unfolds, I guess. Look, we would love Australia to play some excellent cricket tomorrow, but obviously not too good either. But look, as I said earlier, we had our opportunity today and we missed out and we passed up that opportunity. So if we find ourselves out of the tournament, we can't be upset. But if we do get another opportunity through Australia doing the job for us tomorrow, then who knows what can happen in that semi-final.
It sounds like you think it's a long shot, though.
No, I don't think it's a long shot. No, you think that. No, look, I think look, they're obviously a very good team, and they have the potential to play some winning cricket in Sri Lanka. They're a good team as well. So I think it's going to be an excellent game, and we just hope that the cards fall our way, I guess.
Just lastly from me, in terms of, I forgot my question now. Got stage fright.
Brendon, assuming that the campaign does end here if Sri Lanka win tomorrow, I mean, what's the most disappointing aspect of it for you? Because you're pretty much expecting to make the semis, I think.
Yeah, look, I think it was always going to be a tough competition. We know that, and obviously scrambling across the line in that first game, we had ourselves well placed in the remaining two games to be able to make that semi-final. Australia, we'll never know what would have happened in that run chase. Whilst we may have been confident in terms of the inner workings of the group, who knows what would have unfolded. And today we had an opportunity and we missed it again. Trying to review the three games, I'd say that we've bowled brilliantly, we've fielded okay, and our batting needs some work.
For a game like composure, have you ever played in a game where someone's taken 4 catches and dropped 3 catches?
No, look, the ball kept following him around. I actually didn't even know he'd taken 4. I thought he had taken 3, but then we counted them up afterwards. But well, he's a brilliant fielder, Nathan, and today he dropped a couple of catches, and I think he's still probably up in terms of his fielding ability. So I certainly won't begrudge him for that. But it's obviously, it makes it hard when you do. I think we dropped 4 catches today. So we know we weren't quite at our best, but I still think overall through this tournament our fielding's been okay.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brendon. Sorry, Brendon. Your fate's out of your hands now. Pretty gut-wrenching way for things to go today.
Yeah, it is. It was never nice when you leave destiny in someone else's hands. So we've obviously got to watch tomorrow's game and see what unfolds. But we had our opportunity today, and we passed it up. So whatever unfolds from here is going to require some luck. And if we do get an opportunity, then great. But if not, we know we had a chance here and we passed it up.
Probably a question for both of you, actually. What was your take on the no ball, that either was or wasn't?
Well, It was close, but I didn't have a problem with it. I think it was real close, but benefit of the doubt to the bowler, and it's one of those things. Sometimes you get the rub of the green, sometimes you don't. But it's I thought it would have, if it had been overturned, I don't think they would have been too upset. And as it stood, we're not too upset either.
One moment, guys. So everyone's phone off.
Might as well keep on going. But Brendon, looking at that run chase, I mean, it was really tough at the start for the top order. I think you guys were 59 for 4 after 12. Was that sort of, I suppose, not the defining moment, but that took a big chunk out of you? Yeah,
it was definitely a huge moment. I thought we did a really good job with the ball, especially in the latter part of that innings, to restrict them to the score that we did. And we're comfortable chasing that total, I thought, especially with one short side and the pitch. We didn't think it was too bad. It was certainly achievable, but I thought they bowled brilliantly at the start, swung the ball, bowled with good pace and put us under a lot of pressure, and obviously the run rate we weren't quite able to generate either, which coupled with the wickets was always going to make things tough. But testament to the way Kane and also Corey on debut played, that they got us as close as what we did, and also it could prove incredibly valuable if that result does go our way tomorrow as well, the fact that we got so close. But for a little while there I thought these boys were going to get it done, but it would have been a fantastic effort, and thought they did a good job to get us as close as they did.
You mentioned Corey Anderson there. What was the rationale behind bringing him in? You know, you had other options there as well. You could have.
Just with the balance of the side, with obviously Grant not being available as well as Tim, we sort of went for the straight all-rounder, a guy who can obviously bowl reasonable pace and obviously bat as well as what he can at number 7 as well. So we went for that option rather than a couple of the other guys in the squad. It was a tough call, but we went for that option. I thought he did a great job today, and with limited opportunity, but I thought he did a really good job and showed some encouraging signs for what lies ahead for his career.
Kane, how much of a reaction, or what went through your mind when you saw that James Anderson ball jag back so much early on in the 6th over?
It was just a decent nut, and one that you probably thought that wouldn't happen too many times again, so I just tried to put it out of my mind and keep going. The challenge was up on that scoreboard, and it sort of wasn't much time to worry too much about those balls.
Kane, did you feel you had the run chase, well, not under control, but you were quite confident at that stage, just before the dismissal?
I think when we needed 10s, we certainly knew we were in it. We also knew that it required a lot of work, and it was just a shame that a couple of us lost our wickets at key times, or couldn't clear the rope at key times, and it put us on the back seat again. And that was sort of reflected throughout our innings a little bit, where we gained momentum and then lost it at key times.
Brendon, how much pressure did you feel under when you came to the wicket with those early wickets down? Because it was a pretty testing time. You couldn't probably be as, I guess, flamboyant as you normally would be.
Yeah, look, I think every time you go out and bat, you're under a certain amount of pressure, and today was no different. It was still stripping it right back. There's still the fundamentals of requiring to get yourself underway and also form a partnership with Kane as it was today. So you try and obviously remove the pressure situation from your thinking and try and just concentrate on the simple task of just watching the ball and trying to get yourself underway. And I think gave myself every opportunity to get underway, and then hit a long hop straight down deep square's throat. So that can obviously happen at times, and if that clears him, who knows what could have unfolded. But I guess that's why it's cricket, and it's a hell of a game.